All right, let's do a little live stream. We're 17 people here. That's cool. We have been having around like 50 to 75 people. We'll see what happens today. I'm back from the UK from the event. I'm back in Sweden. I'm sick, but that's how it should be. We have 90 people. Amazing. Let's kick this off. I have some cool things that I'm going to share with you guys today. We're going to talk about, I have written down here, we're going to talk about some different money models and conversion models we can use with Skool. There's actually 4 different ones. I've tested 3 of them. The 4th one I haven't tested yet because it's not possible even yet to do on Skool. But I will cover all of these 4 different ones. And then I also want to talk about obviously which one I like, and then how we do it in the best way, because we can do it in different ways. And that's basically it. So let's kick it off. Let's let me know where you guys are from. I see Stefan is here. I think you're from the Netherlands, Stefan, right? If I don't remember incorrectly. Hi, Tom, as well. Veda, Devin. Awesome to have you here, Devin. Abdi as well. Let me know where you guys are from. We have 25 people here now. That's sick. Max, Rich is in here. Awesome to have you here, Rich. How's it going? I have a runny nose today. Germany, Ecuador. That's cool. What else do we have? Let me know where you guys are from. We'll give it a couple of more minutes here and we just kick started. Texas, that's cool. Nice. Florida, Belgium, nice. So we have both some US and some Europe here as well. Atlanta, nice. Dylan is here as well. Hope you are home safe, Dylan, from your flight. Dylan was also in the UK for the event. He probably just landed at home now, I think. From Course Masterclass. Yeah, that's cool. Nice. Cyprus, bro. That's cool. Cyprus, nice. All right, let's kick it off. Here's what I'm thinking today. I can see what you guys are chatting, obviously, but I thought I would do a little training today, or go over some stuff, and I'm gonna see your guys' questions as we go along, and then we can do a normal Q&A then once that is done. Let's see what happens if I close this. That's fine, right? We're still live. Okay, nice. So let's see if I can minimize this. Here we go. So let's talk about the best money and conversion models in 2025 when it comes to Skool, but you can really apply this to any type of online education business. And also, I don't know what you guys are doing who are on the stream. Maybe you are on Skool already, you know what Skool is, or you're interested in Skool. Or maybe you are a coach and consultant or an agency owner who is currently doing one-on-one work and selling a lot of your time, but you're interested in the online education space because you want to make it more scalable. I'm coming from an agency background, and I saw that we had, I don't know if you're still here, but I saw Shamrock Roofing here. I thought that was interesting because I was in the roofing space and was running marketing agency for the roofing industry. So maybe Shamrock Roofing is here because I've been doing some marketing in the roofing space in the past. But yeah, Scotland as well. That's cool. But nice. But the reason why I am... let's see here. Yes, so I'm coming from an agency background. I'm doing all of this one-on-one work. And a lot of people right now are doing coaching and doing consulting and doing agency work. And then they want to transition into the agency space or into the online education space because it's more scalable. Or you're already on Skool, you know what it is, right? But on Skool, or when we run an online education business, it comes down to what do we sell, first of all? How do we sell it? And what's the best way to actually sell it, right? Do we do low ticket? Do we do high ticket? Do we have a free group? Do we have a VSL funnel? Do we sell in an automated way? Do we sell with sales calls? Or do we do a mix of everything? And everything works. A lot of people make money in a bunch of different ways. But here are like the 4 main ways that I see currently on Skool, right? The first model is very simple. It's basically using YouTube or social media directly to a paid low-ticket community. Low ticket. And this is working really well. Like we can actually do this live, and we can do some, we can do like Nick Saraev, for example, who's currently the #1 dude on Skool right now, making the most money in terms of MRR with the low ticket community. He runs a YouTube channel, and you can see that he just links directly from his YouTube channel to his paid Skool community that he sells for $184 per month. And I think he's making over 300K per month right now. Super simple funnel, right? It's just YouTube directly to your low ticket. What's good about this then? Well, you have organic traffic, pretty much no paid, so you have very high margins on it, right? I don't think Nick is running any paid advertising. I could be wrong, but he's definitely getting most of his traffic organically from YouTube. Might be running some YouTube ads or some retargeting ads, sorry. So he might be spending 3-4 grand per month on retargeting. And then he has basically 95% plus profit margins. That would be my guess, 90% plus. And, you know, if you go into a YouTube video as well, you can see that it's basically just YouTube. And again, it's under every single YouTube video, he's linking to this. And there's more people who does this as well. Let's see, a CubeCraft Misha. I'm completely misspelling his name, but Misha van der Berg.
Hello there.
Misha is also doing this very well. He started with this YouTube channel last year. He went through our program as well. He went through a bunch of stuff. I'm not saying that he's doing this because of me, not at all. But he went through our program and he started Skool last year. And he wrote me in a message. He said like, he just wanted to start like a Skool community, make an extra $500 to $1,000 per month. 1 year later, he blew his YouTube channel up to 50,000 subscribers. And I think he makes over 30K per month right now with this. And he does the same thing, super simple funnel, right? He has YouTube channel, linked to his paid Skool community, and that's it, sells it for $100 per month. And that's basically what he's doing. I'm gonna check if we have any comments now. Interested in Skool course community, okay, cool. All right, nice. Let me know, by the way, guys, if you have any questions as we go along, because I'm gonna check the questions as we go through this. We have 31 people here. Welcome everybody, sick to have you guys here. All right, so this is basically model number one, right? And pros again, you can sell in an automated way, free traffic basically. You can add some retargeting onto it, have very high margins. And then the cons then, like if you go here, like the cons with this as well is that you're like the con with the low ticket is the churn, right? Which is pretty tough. If you're constantly losing customers, right? So you constantly have to get more traffic in. And if you have a great YouTube channel like Misha and also like Nick, I think Nick was posting like daily videos. You can see here he's posting every other day now. And he's getting like 5 to 23K to like 71K. That's just converting for him, which is great because he doesn't have to jump on sales calls. They're buying low ticket and they just keep paying month after month after month after month, right? Or at least that's the idea, that you just keep on paying, but we always have churn. So as we bring new people in, we also lose clients, right? But that's model number one. We can go over more pros and cons as we continue. That's model number one. Model number two is basically what I did last year, which is traffic, which can be YouTube again. It can be Instagram, it can be organic, it can be paid, but let's just call it traffic. You bring that into a free community, free Skool community, or a free course, we can even call it. I use Skool for that. So you have a free course or free community, and then you bring that into your paid low ticket. So, and that's what I did last year, right? So instead of just directly from YouTube to paid low ticket, we have a free Skool community in between. And a free Skool community can look like something like this, right? You have a community, it's free to join, right? So if I open up ours, it looks like this, our landing page. I took all my YouTube traffic to here. They can be like, here's what the community is about. They can join, it's 100% free. When they come in here, we have a community. You can also have a free course in here as well, right? So you can go in here, you can have a free course. We've currently redone this course now. I'm gonna explain to you why. We had like a full-blown 7-hour free course in here last year. And then I use this free course to build trust. And then we take them to the low ticket community, right? And so then the question is, why would you have a free community in between? Well, in my case, I didn't have a lot of YouTube traffic. I didn't have a lot of people who, I didn't build trust on my YouTube channel as well as Nick was doing and as Misha was doing. I wasn't getting, I wasn't building as much trust there. So basically what I did, if you go to my YouTube channel, was that I created a full, complete free course, right? So if you go back to my oldest video, it's this one. This is basically the free course that I had in my community, but I also made it into a YouTube video. So I did both, and that performed really well. I had like 206,000 views on YouTube for this video. And I had, I don't know how many people we had in the free group. We grew the free group to, over 100,000 people here. So a lot of people went through that. And the reason why I then had this free community in between was just a way for me to build even more trust and to warm them up even more, right? So that's what I did. And we did that a big portion of last year, and it worked really well. Our best month, we also made 300K. And in total last year, we made 2 million. And so then it's like, why, like, there's pros and cons with both here. Like, why would you do this one or do this one? And the big argument for doing the first one, right, by skipping the free group, is that your YouTube kind of becomes the free community in a way. Because if we go back to Nick here, for example, right, his YouTube channel is kind of like a free course. It's kind of like a free community. I don't know how many comments he's getting, but you know, there's training and there's comments and there's like a community. So the community is kind of on YouTube, if you can make this work on YouTube, right? And the only downside, I guess, is that you don't get their emails, and you can't email, you can't really market to them. That's the benefit of getting everybody into a free community here, right? Because every single time I make a post, I have, if I go to my profile here on Skool, every single person who joins my free community also becomes a follower. So you have like almost 120,000 followers on Skool right now. It's purely because of the free community. So yeah, those are the first two models. They have been very, but here also you have to battle churn as well, right? I don't know which one I like the best. Right now, the top people on Skool right now are doing the first one. And I also like the first one because you're skipping this middle in between. It's a little bit less complex in a way, but these are basically the first two. And we can dive in more into them in detail if you guys have questions about them. The third one, oh, my nose is running. The third one is a completely different one. Here we basically use traffic. We bring that to a sales page with a VSL, with a video sales letter, basically sales video. People opt in, and then they book a call. And then we sell high ticket. I can do high T like this instead. Or we do like that maybe, right? So now we're skipping the low ticket. And we go directly into high ticket. So what's the pros and cons about that? We can dive into that. And also what we're doing here as well, right, is that we're not selling in an automated way. Because in these two first, we're basically selling without a sales call. And in this one, we're not selling in an automated way, but we're selling manually over a call. So why would we want to do that? Well, when we charge high ticket, we get paid more upfront, right? And we can also keep them in the community then for a full year. So I can write some pros here. So the pro is that we get more pay, we get paid up front. We keep them for a full year, which basically will result in more testimonials and reviews as well. Because something that that I noticed, or me and my team noticed last year when we were doing this, the second one, was that we were selling it for lower ticket. And then people stuck around for maybe 3-4 months, because that's about the time it took for them to go through our training. And we charged like $150 per month for 4 months. So we got maybe like $450 to $600 per customer in lifetime value. But we then had customers who made great results from that. We had customers, we have a bunch of testimonials and results now on our sales page, so like of people making thousands of dollars a month, tens of thousands of dollars a month. We have people even making over 100 grand a month. And so we sold something very valuable for low ticket. But the big thing is that we only kept them for like 3-4 months, which we had one customer who, like, that I saw last week. He joined last year, learned, he was in there for like 3 or 4 months. And now 1 year later, he's making like $50,000 per month right now, but he's not in our community anymore because he churned, because he got the information that he needed, and then he was out, right? This I can talk about this forever, about pros and cons about everything. Obviously, it's really good to sell low ticket if you have something that's more like a hobby community where people don't want to invest as much money. But if you're teaching something very valuable, it was almost this thing on Skool last year where a lot of people charge low ticket because of a lot of other people charging low ticket, even though they might have something very valuable that's worth more. They're like, this, if I would sell this one-time fee, I would charge $3K for it. But everybody else is doing low ticket, so I'm going to charge $100 per month for it, just because everybody else is doing it. I do think, though, that the low ticket fits very well for a lot of communities, but for us right now and for our customers right now, we redid our whole product. We're going all in on this high ticket thing because of many reasons. And if you have any certain questions about that, we can go through this on this Q&A as well. I just want to go through all of these 4 different options first. So then the fourth and the final one is something that you can't really do yet on Skool, but it's coming very soon. And I saw Andrew Kirby made a video about it. This is what inspired me to do this training on this today on today's live stream. But he made a really good YouTube video about it. And I think I saw another post in the Skool's community about it as well. And it's basically, you do YouTube, you bring people into a free course on Skool, and then from here, let's see how I wrote it down. You can basically have an upsell that the course plus calls are paid for. So let me explain. We still have a free community where people can join the community for free. So imagine that you come to this community, you join the community for free, the community is 100% free, but then if you want to access the classrooms, you pay for it. And this will, I don't know if they announced this yet, but that's what Kirby talked about. That imagine if the courses in here would be monthly recurring. So you get people into your community, you have the lead magnet, you get their email, but then if they want access to the classrooms, then you pay for it monthly. And also if you want access to the calendar calls, right? In our free community, we only do the live streams, but if you go into our paid community, right? So let's say here, if you go into the classroom, if you want access to our paid course here, right? So our course masterclass where we have all of the training, then you have to pay for it. And also if you want access to all of our Q&A calls we do, that you also pay separately for that. So it's like a mix of everything in a way, but it's still here. I think this is still though low ticket MRR. So these are basically the 4 different ones. I'm gonna check if we have some comments now. Let me know what you guys think of this. Which one do you guys like and which one do you guys think, or let me ask you this. Which one do you guys like the most? And also, do you guys have any questions about these different ones? And we can bring up some discussions about this. Oops. Deleting everything. Because they are very different. Let's see here. So right now you only get the emails only if they opt in from the VSL. Would it be better to capture the emails before watching the VSL? Okay, yeah. So the way we do it, right now. So the question is for this third one, when we're selling high ticket. So if we open up our funnel, it's course.com/start. We do it so that people can watch the VSL and watch the sales page, and then they apply to see if they qualify. And the question is, isn't it better to get their information before they get the video? The reason why I like to do the video first is because I want to have as little friction as possible for people to learn what I do, right? Because if I have an opt-in page, and even if we have really good opt-in, right? Let's say we have 50% of people who opt in, then I'm still losing 50% to watch this video. If I don't have any type of like paywall per se, it's not really a paywall, but if I don't have friction to watch the video, I increase my chances for people to at least watch the video first. And I also think there's a difference when you're running paid ads and if you're running organic traffic. We killed all of our cold ads this year. So we are running retargeting every single month, but we're making like all of our traffic right now is just YouTube, Skool, email, and yeah, basically that. So I don't really care if, how should I put it? I don't really care if this funnel is perfect. I just want people to learn as quickly and as easy as possible about what we do. They watch the video, and if they're interested, then they can opt in. I think if you do run a lot of cold ads, I think you want to do the opt-in first, because then you can track it. Good question. What are the profit margins on high ticket after a sales team, setters, etc., compared to low ticket? Well, if you can do low ticket like Nick, right? You don't even have a sales team, but you're also charging lower ticket, right? So I'm sure he has very high margins on this, where when he makes a sale and somebody converts to his community for, what was it, $184, it's probably like very high profit margins on that. And it also, it converts without a sales call, right? So let's say he has like, he might keep $175 out of this after all his expenses, which I would imagine is not that much. It's like for school and some softwares maybe, I don't know, maybe some video editor or something like that. The downside with this though is that you're churning people, right? So the LTV is less. I don't know what his churn is. Maybe he has, I know that Misha has like super low churn. He has like 2% churn or something like that, which is crazy. We had like 20%. So we kept people for 3 to 5 months. But yeah, if we go back to the question, what are the profit margins on high ticket after sales team, et cetera? Yeah, so if you're selling high ticket, you don't have to worry about churn that much, right? We basically took our churn from, I can show you guys, we had like 20% churn, and now we have like 2. And the only way we got down our churn from 20 to 2 was by only selling annual. And also when you're selling annual, right, you get paid up front. So our MRR says 127, but we make more every single month because Skool, they divide, if you sell something for, let's say $1,000 or let's say $2,000 divided by 12, it's $166 in MRR that gets added here. But every single month when we do the payouts, we get paid, you know, in April we made almost 200, I think it was, or 250 or whatever it was here. I think that was 250. So you get paid more, but you also have to make sales all the time in a way, right? I'm going off tangents here, but what are the profit margins? Yeah, so if you do high ticket, let's say you sell something for $3,000 per year. Then if you have a closer, you can pay them like 10%. So they get $300, and then you keep 90%, which is 2,900 or 2,700, sorry. And the benefit for the closer is that they get a full calendar and they get warm-up leads that they can close. And then for a setter, you can do different models. Dang, I need to blow my nose. Excuse me. That's what happens when you're sick. But yeah, that's basically what the profit margins look like. And then if you do setter, you can basically, we pay per set appointment that turns into a sale as well. So you can do different ones there. Yep. All right, let's continue. What more did we have? Lean Cat, freemium, which I was already semi-forced to do. Not enough low ticket to justify a paid yet. I just had a module locked and call access. Let's see if we can do this. Yeah. Like the tricky thing with low ticket is the churn thing, right? Churn is pretty hard, right? That's what I realized last year. We were working super hard for 1 year, selling a lot of low ticket. And I was like, nice, we made X amount of money. And then I was like, okay, if we want to double this business now this year, we need double the amount of traffic and double the amount of work. And I was like, that's going to be hard. And then I compared it to high ticket. I think selling high ticket, it's definitely an easier and more, yeah, I don't want to say easier, but I think it's a better model. If your product is worth high ticket, I think you should sell high ticket. And if it's a hobby community like this, for example, I have a hobby community and it's low ticket, then I think it makes a lot of sense to do low ticket if it's a hobby community. And the reason why I think that is, if in our case, most people who buy into our product, they only buy in because of the information, right? They don't really care so much about the community per se, but they care about the information. So if people mainly buy in for the course and it's low ticket, then they will probably stay for 3 or 4 months because it takes 3 or 4 months to go through the information, right? And then they leave, not because the product is bad, but because they've consumed all of the info. But if people mainly join for the community and not so much about the course, then they will most likely stay longer, right? So let's say I have a skateboard community and I skate, let's say. I might join a little bit because I want to join the skate course on how to skate better, but I will let's say it's low ticket. Let's say I pay $20 per month for a low ticket community about skateboarding, and I get access to all of these other skaters, and I can jump on calls with them, and it's a cool community. I'm probably just gonna continue to pay low ticket, $20 per month, because I like the community. I'm there for the people, not so much about the training. So if you're mainly selling the info, I think high ticket is better. If you're mainly selling selling the community or hobby, I think low ticket is great. That's what I think, though. I'm not claiming that I know everything, but that's how my brain is thinking about all of this now. 41 people in here. That's sick. Let me know where you guys are from, and if you have any questions, so we can go through this live and talk about school and business stuff. Why would people buy high ticket from someone just starting out? Yeah, like, what example should I do? Like, let's say when I started my agency, let's say, right? This is a great question, actually. So, and Sam broke this down in a very nice way in an interview I did with him. He's like, here's basically how to make any business successful. I guess we can call it. Like, the first thing we need is a market, right? So we just need a group of people we're interested in. This is huge. I decided to go for, yeah, okay, I can give an example soon. But the first thing we need is a marketplace. And passion here is more important than you think, and I can explain why in a sec. The second thing we need is that it's a problem, right? We look for a problem in that market. And then 3 is the solution. The big mistake that most people do, and that I did over and over again, and that I've seen a lot of people do after talking with other people who try to create businesses as well, mainly than online, is that we create a solution first, and then we try to fit that into a marketplace. So for example, when I had my agency, I was like, all right, I'm gonna run Facebook ads, and I'm gonna have a funnel with Facebook ads. Let me just sell that to, I don't know, just try to sell that to somebody, to some marketplace. So I created the solution first and then tried to fit it into the marketplace. And that didn't work as well. What works better is that you start with the market first, right? Let's say you're like, okay, I'm really passionate about, oh yeah, let's skip passion for now. What I did when I figured out how to run my agency successfully was that I selected a market. I was like, okay, residential roofing and solar contractors in the US, that's a great market. Why? Because they replace roofs. They can replace a roof in 1 to 2 days, and they use financing, and they replace roofs for $10,000 to $20,000, and they can replace them quickly, as mentioned. There's also a big problem, right? Because if you live in Florida and your roof blows off, you basically have to replace your roof. So that's a great market. And I also knew that the problem was that they needed more marketing. They needed more sales and more customers and more leads. And all of them were doing like Google ads and like door knocking and canvassing and like big box companies like Home Advisor and all of this. And they were getting duplicate and very expensive leads. So I knew there was a problem. And I knew that I could make a solution for this, because when I started that in 2017, nobody was doing, pretty much nobody in the roofing and solar, more so in the solar space, but basically nobody in the roofing industry was running Facebook ads. So like, interesting. What if I just do Facebook ads for the roofers? Now I have a solution, I have a market, and I have a problem. There was a market, they had a real problem, I had a great solution, and it worked. And I got paid, and I scaled it to like 50K-ish per month in profit. But the big problem was that I wasn't passionate about this marketplace. Like, I love the people, but I've never been on a roof. I never sold a roof. I never replaced a roof. I've never even been working in a roofing company myself. So I didn't have passion for it. So what happened? I quit, right? Back to the question. Why would people buy high ticket from somebody just starting out? So why would somebody like a roofer pay me $3,000 to $5,000 per month to help them with this? Now this is an agency like example, but it goes for anything really. It's because I had a market, I knew the problem, and I had a solution for it. And in the beginning, before I even had any customers or results, I showed them what the solution was. So I was like, I know that you have this problem, here's my solution to it, and here's why I think this solution will work. Because everybody's doing Google ads right now. What if we figure out Facebook ads? It's worth a try, right? And then I got my first client, I get great results, and then I started getting more results, and that's how I started selling it. So I think the same thing applies here as well. Even if we do online education courses as well, if you find a good market that you're interested in, that you have passion for, so that you will stick to it long term, you identify a problem they have, and you can figure out the solution for them, even if you don't have any client testimonials and results right now, you can show them like, here's exactly what I'm going to do for you. Here's what I think is going, how it can work and what will happen when we fix this. And it's going to cost 2K, or it's going to cost 3K or 4K. And then you could even give them like a good guarantee, or like make it risk-free for them. You're like, hey, like if we do this for this year, and if you don't get these results, I will work for free with you until you do, or I can even refund you if you're not happy. So yeah, and also you sell over the phone. So that's also a big thing why it's you can sell higher ticket when you're just starting out. Like selling low ticket when you're starting out might seem easier, right? Because it's lower friction to buy in, because it's just $100 per month. But it will be harder for you as an entrepreneur to fix the churn. Like fixing churn is not easy, unless you're doing everything perfect. Okay, soon 50 people. Awesome. That's sick. Glad to have you guys here. We're basically just doing discussion and talking about Skool. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Let's see here. Just will be dope to have it all run through Skool MRR for modules versus Stripe. Yeah, we do. Even if you sell high ticket, we charge most of it via Skool. It's really, really good. Maisha and Nick have really powerful and clear thumbnails. I agree. They're doing it really well. Now on Skool, you can lock your free Skool courses to MRR on Skool. Well, that's a model that people are talking about. I don't know if Skool has made anything official about this, but I saw this video from Kirby, and he works on Skool, and he talked about these 4 models. So that's why I thought it would be interesting to bring that up. So yeah, it's basically these 4 things that I think is gonna basically how people do Skool. It's like either YouTube directly to low ticket, YouTube to a free course, then to low ticket, or you do high ticket, which we do now, and well, what we teach people to do. I think it makes it a lot more simpler. It's not a good fit for everybody, but I think selling high ticket and not having to worry about churn as much is a better model. And also something to keep in mind, because people always say this, like, well, will be interesting to see what your yearly churn is, right? Well, the thing is this, even if you have 100% yearly churn, that is equal to like 8.3% monthly churn. And getting 8.3 churn, if you're only selling low ticket monthly, that's hard to do. We had like 20% churn on monthly, and we got it down to like 2.4%, as I showed you before, only by selling annual. That was the only change we made. We used to have 30% churn. We got it down to 20 by doing, we tested like everything. We did level ups. We did, if you reach level 9 in our community, you get it for free. We had merge. We had like contest giveaways. We did everything that you could basically, people could even go out and see me in person if they got to level 9 and stuff. Like we tested everything, and we tested our hardest. We got it from 30 down to 20, which was a hassle. And then when we just shift to annual, we just got it from 20 down to 2.4 by just doing that. And also what we did was that we removed all of this other stuff we did here. So we removed all the complex stuff, just did annual, and got it down to 2.4%, which is pretty crazy. Yeah, so yeah, those are the 4 models. Dylan, someone might actually buy high ticket from a beginner, because the beginner can often create more personalized content for that individual and might even have more direct access support to them. Yeah, agreed. And also a cool thing that happens when you sell high ticket is you're gonna sell it to less people. I think last year when we sold low ticket, we had like 4,500 people or something buy our low ticket, or 3,500. I think it was like close to 4K. So a lot of people going through it, and a lot of people come in, a lot of people leave, and because people stayed for the information, right? And if you sell high ticket, you might sell it to less people, but those people are really invested now because they've also invested more money, so they will actually go through the training, they will implement it, they will get better results and stuff. Have the course go high level funnel, and I have the course go high level, it's working. Can I duplicate it for use for another course I have? Yeah, if you use our high level that we use, if you're a customer, you can just copy the funnel and make it for another offer as well. Hermoso would say double down on what's working before you try to shift. 100%. He also talks about, like, when we went to the Skool events last year, I was very bullish on low ticket MRR because it was working, and yeah, it was good. But it was Hermoso who first started to plant the seed in my head that's like, you guys are very much so like undervaluing what you guys are doing. Hermoso has this thing where he's very bullish on high ticket. And he has this thing like big head, long tail, I think he calls it, where you charge higher ticket up front, but then you charge like lower ticket recurring afterwards. And also Hermoso talks about your first million is just like one product and one offer, right? Just like do that. And if you compare low ticket to high ticket, let's say you have an offer for $2,000 versus $100, then you can just do the math yourself. Like how much traffic do you need if you calculate churn as well compared to high ticket? Like how many sales do you need to make? And yeah, both work. It's just like pros and cons with everything. Isn't it perhaps better to focus on community building so people stay in the community even after they finish the product? Yes, 100%. That's what we tried super hard to do last year as well. Like we tried everything with community building. And I 100% think it helps. If the community is really good, then people will stay longer. But I also think there's a thing where, in our case, people bought the info mainly, right? They wanted the information. So after they have had completed the info, it was like, yeah, the community is nice, but I'm not going to pay monthly continue just to be in a nice community. Like I got the information, I got what I wanted, and now I'm out. But yeah, that's why I think it works. Like the lowest churn communities on Skool have lower ticket, like sub $50 per month. So then you need to sell it to a lot of people as well. So I think it's great for hobby communities, but if your information is worth more, I think higher ticket makes more sense. Can we have the free and paid courses on the same Skool account? Yes. So that is the thing, right? That I think might be coming. That's basically, you're talking about this third thing, right? Or fourth thing. So you can have a free community, but if they want access to the course and the calendar and the calls, basically, then they pay for that monthly. So the community can be free as a lead magnet, but then you charge for the actual, for the support and for the info. Yep. California, new Skool member. Cool. Welcome, Debbie. Nigeria. Nice. Abundance wisdom, $90 per month will fall into mid-ticket, right? No, I would say that is low ticket. I would say low ticket is probably all the way up to maybe $200 per month. I would say mid-ticket. Mid-ticket, when people say mid-ticket, this is my view of it, is when you charge maybe like $1,500 up front for a year. That's like mid-ticket. And then high ticket, a lot of people would say that high ticket is over 5K, but I would say anything over like $2,500 per year, let's say, is like then higher ticket or 3K. What do you need to start? If you just want to sell on Skool, you basically just need a Skool account and some traffic, a YouTube channel, I would say. Yeah, I have the same problem. I really like the course classroom, but I don't have the credibility or audience. One-on-one coaching or service is perhaps better. Yes, so I think one-on-one coaching and running an agency, let's say, or consulting is really, really good. A lot of people start with that. That's what I started with as well. I think that's great. The only downside with it is that eventually it doesn't become scalable. That's where I found myself. I grew my agency to 50K. It was me and a contractor. I had really good profit margins, and I charged higher ticket, monthly recurring, for the work that we did. But then I was like, oh, I'm not really that interested in roofing. I don't have passion for it. I don't want to scale this. I was super stressed as well. A big thing when you do one-on-one coaching and services is that you're stressed out and you're constantly on calls. You're constantly on sales calls, support calls, onboarding calls, prospecting calls. Your calendar is stacked with calls. And that used to be like the flex in the coaching space. Like, yeah, look at my calendar. Look at how many calls I'm generating. But it's like, you're just stuck in calls all day. And if you want to scale it, then now you need to hire more people who do the service delivery for you, so now the margins drop. And that's normally when people go from one-on-one into like a more scalable model, like online education. And that's mainly the people that we work with right now. It's like people who, they've been in like a one-on-one thing, and now they want to go into the info space. And also what's really cool with people who start with one-on-one coaching and agency services is that you've learned so much. Now you can just teach other people to do what you've learned, right? A big mistake I see people with the one-on-one coaching space and the agency space that I did as well was that I was helping roofers with one-on-one service. And then I created a course for roofers so they could do it themselves. But the roofers didn't want to do it themselves. They wanted to hire somebody to do it for them. So I was like, oh, that didn't work. But what does work really well is that if I learn how to do a one-on-one service for roofers, and then I could just teach other people to become an agency owner like myself. I teach other people to do what I'm doing, not teaching my customers with the course, if that makes sense. Is it better to do YouTube straight to a paid low-ticket community or free community to paid community? Both works. It's basically this, right? So like the question is, should you do YouTube to pay low ticket or should you have a free in between? I think this one is really, really nice. And also a lot of people don't want to manage a free school. They don't want to manage two communities. We did this one last year. It worked really well. Which one do I think is best? I think if you can do this with low ticket, it's probably the more cleaner version. You just have YouTube, you do your free training on YouTube, you have your community on YouTube as well. You bring them to a low ticket and that's it. That's kind of what we do right now as well. But we sell high ticket, right? So we just use YouTube here. We bring them to sales page and to book a call, basically. We can simplify it even more. It can just be like, instead of YouTube directly to low ticket, we take them to book a call. So directly from YouTube to book a call to high ticket. We also try doing YouTube to free course to then book a call to then sell high ticket, but that was too much. Like people didn't figure out how to book a call with us because there was a free community in between. So I think this and this is probably the better. And this fourth model now with Skool can be interesting as well. If you want to do low ticket, if you do high ticket, I think it's just like traffic, get them to book a call and then sell high ticket. Yes. Norbert, nice to have you here. What's the best model to maximize profit for coaching service? Could be one-on-one or group. I would just do organic, like do YouTube. You can leverage Skool as well. Like be active on Skool. Skool is a great traffic source. It's a crazy good traffic source. Not a lot of people think about that. Skool Discovery is really good traffic source. And Skool is just going to grow more exponentially now as we go as well. I don't remember the exact numbers, but Skool is growing rapidly and Skool is spending money on bringing people to Skool. So if you're a one-on-one coach and you are selling like a service to people who are also maybe on Skool, like just being active and providing value for schoolers can be a great traffic source for you. And to maximize profit, I wouldn't do paid cold ads. I would do retargeting ads and I would do organic stuff. I would do YouTube, Skool, get them to book a call and sell that. And then if you really, really want to do one-on-one service with coaching, I'd say that's great, start with that, but eventually you will figure out that you don't want to do one-on-one because it's not going to be scalable. And then you will want to go into the online education space anyways. But yeah, I would do book a call funnel and yeah. That's what I think is best. Bunny, you quit the roof leads, but we learned and we enjoyed your weekly calls during the C19. During the C19. Yeah, maybe you were part of my old course back in the day. I used to teach people how to start agencies. That's cool. YouTube straight to low ticket is the way to go based on my experience. Yeah, I think that's great. If you want to do low ticket, I think it's just clean to do it like that. But yeah, but it's just to get emails. Yeah. Makes sense. Cool. Andreas, should I let them buy direct or qualify them via 15-minute call first? If you do low ticket, right, I don't think you should qualify them. Then you should basically just build enough trust on YouTube immediately so that they buy basically without the call, right? If you do high ticket, I would get them on the longer sales call. I would get them on an hour-long sales call and sell it there. I don't know what you do, Andreas, if it's low or high. Shamrock Roofing, love this. That's great. Awesome. Roofing is a great industry. I see like I wonder when people are gonna start like doing more, like a lot of like the new generation starting these online businesses, but which is pretty cool. Probably gonna create a lot of potential for starting like old school businesses. Fuck, my Swinglish is failing me. Brick and mortar, is that what you call it? Roofing is a great industry. What are your thoughts on businesses that are physical products used in school communities? Yeah, interesting question. So if you sell physical products, if you're selling, if you do e-com, could be cool. There is, if you're selling, I don't know what industry you're in, Daniel, but could be interesting. I haven't seen too many examples of it though. But I know this story of, I know people who run like if you can build a, let me show you guys this. Oh, now I need to dig deep in my brain. It's like startup, mattress, 40 million or something like that. Let's see if I can find this. I'm not gonna be able to find it. But there is people who sell physical products. There was this company and they were selling like weighted blankets and eventually mattresses as well. And it wasn't working. But then they started calling every single customer and getting feedback from the customers. And the owners did that. And they scaled it to a business that they eventually exited for 40 million. And the only reason behind, like the main reason behind their success, they said, was because they had such a close connection with their customers. They basically created like raving fans. And I think Skool can be great for that. Let's say I buy a new bed and I can be in a community from the founders of that product, and you can build community around your product. I think that can be very, very powerful. Exactly how to do it, I don't really know. I haven't done it, but probably it can be something to that. I think it's mainly for digital products though. Low ticket. I'll do free or annual. Let's hear. You said market in the beginning. How do you approach market research? I think the best way to do market research is first, just let's hear. So if you keep this in mind, right? First, select the market that you're actually interested in, because then you will stay in the long term, right? If you have passion for it. Then I would just talk to them. And if you look at how Sam Alvens is doing this, who's now building Skool, he's talking with people who use Skool like every single, if not every day, multiple times per week. He jumps on calls with them and just asks them like, how do you like, he's looking for problems, right? It's like, how do you like Skool right now? Like, what do you think can become better? What if we did this solution? Would you like A solution, B solution, C solution, D solution, E and F solution? And then I could be like, yeah, these are cool. And he's like, okay, which one do you like the best? Well, I like these one the best. Okay, if you could only select two that I would build, which one would you select? I would be like, yeah, I think these ones are the best. And then he asks maybe 30 people or 20 people the same question. And if everybody says this, then he's like, okay, that's clear enough. I've presented them with these 4 solutions to this problem that they have. Everybody says that they like these solutions the best. Let's just build that. And so I think that's just an easy way to do market research, is just talking with your customers or potential customers. Do you recommend number 1 or 2? What is the pro and con of each model? Yeah, I think we've already talked about it quite a bit, right? But out of these 2, I like this one the best. Out of all of them, I like this one the best. The high ticket. For us though. If I was running a low ticket, if I knew that I really wanted to do low ticket, I would do this. But if you're selling valuable info, I think higher ticket annual is definitely better. Book a call, Andreas, boom. This third model is the best, but we need more tools than just Skool. We need a website and email address. How much does model 3 cost in total? Okay, that's cool. Yes, that's a good question, right? So if you do, the good thing about Skool, right, is that if you do this, let's say, like Nick is doing, if you just use YouTube, Then you only need a YouTube channel and a Skool community for $99 per month. That's all you need. But if you're gonna do this thing with high ticket, now you need a website, right? You need, you know, if I just show you guys this, right? You need to be able to build a sales page. You need to learn how to build a sales page. You need to have an opt-in form. You need to have a calendar, right? You need to have a calendar. You also need all of this stuff. I can show you guys here. You also need a bunch of other stuff. You need like automations, and you need follow-up systems, and you also need to learn how to do all of this. So now you're just like, oh, I don't know how to do it. Now I need to pay for it. A great tool to do this is a tool called High Level, highlevel.com, which costs anywhere from between, I think, $99 per month up to $500 per month. So there is an extra cost attached to it. What we do though, which is pretty cool for our customers, is that we give them High Level for free. So when people buy into our course, we give them all of the info on how to do it, but we also give them High Level included in that, which is pretty badass. And also we give them not only the software, but we give them all of these settings, and we give them the landing page, we give them the automations, we give them the emails, we give them everything out of the box, and they can get that with a click into their own account. But if you want to buy High Level yourself, if you want to do this module 3, you basically need a Skool account, $99, and you need a High Level account. And if you want full features, it's like an extra $99 to $500 per month for that. Yeah. How can we apply this to a roofing model that needs more clients? Yeah, that's interesting, right? Like what you could do is create a local community, potentially. You could have like a free community. Let's say I had a roofing business in Central Florida, let's say. And what we could try then is we create a free Skool community for people in the specific area in Central Florida. And it could be about, I haven't done this, so I'm just trying to come up with this on the spot, but it could be like free training for homeowners on how to take care of the roof maybe, or a free course and community on what to think about before you hire a roof community. It all comes down to value, right? So I would, if I were you, I would think about like what questions and concerns do homeowners have when they're gonna hire a roofing company. So maybe it's what's a free mini course teaching homeowners like, here's what you need to think about, how to protect your roof. If you're hit by a storm, like here's how much you should pay a roofer. Here's the terms you need. Here's like people who scam people or like have bad roofing deals. Here's what they do. You need to be aware of this. So maybe it's just a free course teaching homeowners how to think about this. Could be applied to any local business, right? And then at the end of this free course, you pitch them basically, well, now if you want help with us of doing this, you can go here to book a call. So I would just use a free community for local homeowners to just build trust and credibility by giving them free value. And I would also show you guys face and do an actual training so that they can get to know you guys behind the actual business. Because a lot of roofing companies, it's mainly dudes who runs, or males who runs the business, and it might be a bit terrifying for some homeowners. Like, you know what I mean? It's a very male-driven business, so maybe just like sell trust and credibility, and just like giving them value, and then from that use that as a marketing mechanism to get more booked calls. Could be a way. What's the need of High Level now that we have Skool? Yes, great question. That's basically it. If you sell low ticket, you don't really need High Level. Sam basically built Skool in such a good way that, you know, we don't need an email list. You don't really need a landing page. You have that on Skool. You can send emails on Skool. You have a community. You have all the payment processor on Skool and all of that. However, if you sell high ticket, you need to book calls. We still need High Level, right? We still need a calendar, landing page, and all of that, which Skool doesn't have. So you don't need it if you sell low ticket, but if you do high ticket, you definitely do. Yep. What tool or software are you using for questions in the YouTube video? Yeah, I use this tool, ecam.com. It's specifically for Mac. It's a great tool. It makes stream or live streaming pretty simple. Oh, I'm not, dang it, I'm not sharing my screen. Here we go. Ecamm. Specifically for Mac, it's really good. The cool thing about Ecamm is that you can live stream cross-platform. So for example, what I could do is that I could go live on YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook at the same time, and X if I wanted to. And then when I get a question, right, I could highlight the questions from the different platforms. So let's say Mateus here, for example, let's say he was watching on LinkedIn. Then you would be able to see like a LinkedIn icon over his head. And then when I get this question, this is from YouTube, then you would see that this is coming from YouTube. So you can live stream on multiple platforms and bring in the chat into one place. It's pretty good. What about when the info is renewing every single month for Mindset community? Yeah, if you're selling low ticket and the information is constantly updating, you could do that, but it also becomes a, it's not gonna fit all communities, right? And you would have to create new training all the time. And a lot of the time people don't want a bunch of new training. They just want to go from A to C, solve X problem in the easiest way possible. So even if you're creating more and more training all the time, it might actually hurt it because now they have more stuff to consume. If everybody could become a millionaire by just taking a pill, then it's super simple. I'm here and I'm gonna get to here, become a millionaire. And if I just take one pill, I don't have to check a bunch of training then, right? But I also know that in trading communities, for example, I know a lot of people who buy into trading communities is because they want to learn continuously how people trade. So I think it fits pretty well for them, but any updates on Sam Evans? He started Skool and then went off the grid. If you want updates on Sam, I would, like, he's very active in Skoolers community. So when you join Skool, right? And if you go into, this is like Skool's own community, Sam is very active in here. So you can see here, right? And they're also doing Skool news. So if you want an update on Sam, I can highly encourage you to check out Skool News, this YouTube channel. It's basically Sam and Andrew Kirby talking about how they are building Skool. And they're also building out a free course now. Excuse me. They're also building out a free course on how to do Skool, which is really good. So, yeah. And any updates on Sam? Well, he's just focusing on building Skool, which trying to make it as good as possible. It's really good. Where were we? How much does it cost to start a business in Skool? Like $99 per month. I own the domain grind.now and designed a brand identity. I want to launch a partnership community with 3 different coaches with related niches. What advice would you give me? 3 different coaches with, like, the main thing I would just encourage you to do is just like go back to the basics. Like, what is the market? Who are you selling to first? So who are you selling to? What are their problem? And how can you solve the problem? So don't create a solution first and try to fit that into a market. Start with the market first. Ask them, like, what do you have a problem with? Create a solution for that and sell that. And if that is you working with different coaches or not, I would, that will have to, basically depends upon what people want, right? In a way. Maybe that's a boring answer, but that's literally the best way to do it. I don't know anything about the industry that you're in either, so it all has to come from the market. Just talk with the market, I guess, would be my best advice. What do you guys want? And then just give them that. What is the price point for a high ticket? Can we say $2,000 per year? Is that a high ticket? What price point would fall into? I would say that. I would say like 2K plus is high ticket. Some people say that it's even more, but if you sell something for 2K per year, some people would argue that's mid ticket, but I would, that's going towards the high ticket. Yes, I would say. Is it better to start one-on-one coaching first, then do info, or can I just start with info business from the start? You can 100% start with an info business from the start. That's not what I did. I think most people, if you're selling info, like actually like a business opportunity, or like if you're selling education on something, how to start a business, what a lot of people do is that they start an agency first, they start the business, and then they learn the business, and then they teach others. But there's also a bunch of people who just don't do that. Like we have a customer who he's teaching coaches in basketball coaches and pickleball coaches, and he makes $65,000 per month doing that. And I don't think he started one-on-one, or maybe he's probably been a coach himself for a long time, right? And now he's just helping other coaches to do what he did. What I would say though is this: even if you start with one-on-one coaching first, eventually, if you want to scale it, you will basically have to go into info. That's what most people do. They start with a one-on-one, then they go into info, and then if they want to scale it even more, they can do like even higher ticket, like mastermind events, and then eventually a lot of them go into software. That's what Sam did. He started one-on-one, then went into info, and now he's in software. I think like doing one-on-one services is never going to go away, and it's great. It's just that sooner or later you're going to realize that it's painful to scale, and you're selling your time. That's the biggest thing with services, that you do sell your time, right? Which can be tough. How do I incentivize low ticket members to upgrade to high ticket? There's no like one size fits all here, right? It's just like, what problems do they have? That it's basically just comes down to that. But if I would give like a generic like response to this, how do I incentivize low ticket people to high ticket? The first thing, which might sound crazy, is just to actually have the offer there. Because if you just put something out there in the world and it's a possibility for people to buy it, and you tell people about it, people will buy it. A lot of the times I feel like we entrepreneurs, we have it in our head, but we never really actually do. We never really put it out there. So people don't even know about it. And then we're wondering why people don't even buy it. So one way is just like tell people about it. Hey guys, I know that you're in my low ticket. I have this high ticket as well. If you buy into that, you get X, Y, and Z. And just by telling people about that and actually marketing it, you can make sales. But then why would they want to go from low ticket to high ticket? Is it new training? Is it more access to you? Is it a mastermind that they can actually meet you? People will always pay more money for more help and support to get to their destination faster and easier. So if you can charge more and help them to get to their destination faster and easier with more help and support and maybe more access to you, that normally works really well. Maybe it's the same training, it's just more help, or it's the same training but more help, or it's completely different training. Where to have a free and high ticket community? Can both be on the same Skool account? I think I answered this one before. But normally if you do have a free community and high ticket, you can have that in the same group. That's what probably is going to happen now in the near future with Skool. I also think that it's value in having a separate community for high ticket members, right? Because then they pay extra, they get access to additional info, and then they're also in a community with other people who've paid high ticket. Because if you have high ticket people and free people in the same community, you can have problems with spam, and you can have people who have very much beginner questions, and then there's people in there who paid a lot of money, and they have more advanced questions, right? And like, why did I pay all of this money to be in a more advanced community? But there's also beginner here who haven't paid anything. So I think there's a value to having it separately. Did I hear correctly that you suggest Skool to low ticket? There are so many models in Skool for low ticket, and some of them don't flow well, like 700 for a part of the classroom in a free community. Yes, you probably heard correctly that I said, yeah, like I think like low ticket is great. It's working really, really good for a lot of people. It's just that I think high ticket works probably better for quite a lot of people as well. It's just all of these models work. It just comes down to what you really want to do. I tested low ticket last year a lot. For us, I like high ticket a lot more. I do. Is it possible to have multiple types of paid members? For example, free, tier 1, tier 2. No, there's no tier pricing on Skool right now. And I don't think even Sam wants to do it. That's what I've heard. It just creates a lot of complexity on the back end. I think that's the main problem with payment solutions. I think that's the main thing. Because now you have different tiers of pricing, and now you have also affiliates, and it's just, if you do, that's if you sell Skool with low ticket only, right? So there's no way to have tiered pricing for low ticket. But if you're selling high ticket, you can do it, right? Because then you just charge up front in a way. So you can if you pay $2,000, you get the course and the Q&A calls. If you pay $4,000, you get the course, Q&A calls, and you also get access to our Slack channel for extra support. And if you pay $10,000, well, now I can work one-on-one with you, and we do a call every week. So you can do your own tiered pricing and just host it in Skool, but you can't have automated monthly pricing with tiered on Skool right now. I'm launching something called Goalkeepers University for keepers to get pro trials and scholarship, planning on $700 per year to start, and say less than $2 a day. Yeah, that's cool. I think that's cool. And if you're selling then only yearly for $700, I would 100% do a book a call funnel. So I wouldn't try to sell that in just an automated way without a call. I would get them on a call, explain what you have. And I think $700 per year for that is probably a really, really good deal. And then I would also look to potentially increase it over time as well, if it makes sense. I'm a growth operator, but found this community that is doing that. Okay, cool. How to scale coaching business. One-on-one could be limited, but with me, the group model, not so well in helping people get the result, ? Yeah, so if you have a coaching business, it will be limited, right? That's what you mean. You can only sell so much time to access to you, right? The group model is not that good because you're not going to be able to get them as good results, right? That's how I interpret your question. Well, I am one of those people who actually prefer going through a course. Every single time when I buy a course, I want the information, and I just want to pay for the info, go through the info. I love to go through the info in video because I can just start with video one. At the end of the final video, I've gone through a journey and I've implemented everything. I don't have to sit around and wait for a call. I don't have to ask a bunch of questions. I don't have to figure out what questions to ask the one-on-one coach, because I can just watch the video and I can just go through and just doing everything he explains to me. That's why I love courses, because if you're building a really good course where you take it step by step, click by click, I think it's easier to coach people. And then so you start with a course model, you sell it, they can do it themselves. And then if they pay extra, they get more access to you. So then you have the course that you're selling, do it yourself. And then you have, if you still want to do the one-on-one, then they have to pay extra to get access to you because you only have so much time you can sell, right? And now you have a scalable model as well. Or you just continue with one-on-one coaching, but then you're stuck because you can't scale it. So, and I think online courses for coaching and consulting is like the ultimate model. You do one-on-one first, you figure out the market, the problem and the solution. And then you're like, okay, I know exactly how to get these people results. Then you create a course, record all the video material. They can go through it themselves, get the same result, if not even better and faster, because they don't have to sit around and wait for calls. It's also, they can watch it whenever they want to, right? So it's on demand. And then if they still want one-on-one, then they can pay you extra for that. Let's see here. What's the best reach out method for organic? Let's say my avatar is realtors because they have properties. They need roofing leads. What would be your version of message for cold outreach? It's a long time ago since I did this. But if your market is realtors, and they need roofing leads, what would be your version of a message for cold outreach? I would probably try to see and figure out if I could like get away from cold outreach, like start a YouTube channel or get the message out there one to many instead. And then if I wanted to come up with a real good cold, like a good message for cold outreach, first of all, you already know the market, right? I would figure out the problem. What is their main problem? Like, what do they really, really need? And then I would use like ChatGPT and just come up with a good message. As long as I know what the pain point is and what their desire is, it's pretty easy to come up with a good outreach message. You just need to know what the pain is and what the problem is, and tell them that you have it. I don't do any cold outreach anymore though, so I might not be the best person to ask. The problem with high ticket ARR is not beginner friendly. You need to build more trust testimonial, sales team, etc. Well, I can also make the argument that low ticket MRR is not beginner friendly, because now you have a complete other beast you need to tame, which is churn. It is easier to get people in, right? Because it's cheaper, but you're also losing customers all the time. And also this idea of selling people in an automated way. Like you're saying it, right? You need trust and testimonials as a sales team. You still need a lot of trust and testimonials, even if you're selling low ticket. And you need to build that trust on YouTube then. So you need more traffic to basically handle the churn, right? Because you need a lot of people coming in, because every single 3 or 4 months, you're going to churn people, unless you have really good churn. If you have very low churn, then that's not a problem. But you need more traffic. You need to sell in an automated way without sales call. So now you need a bunch of trust and credibility to be able to do the conversion without actually speaking to them. So I would make the argument that you need even more trust if you sell low ticket than you do with high ticket, because you don't sell them over the phone. If you jump on the phone, at least now you can talk to them and present to them and build trust over the call. And I spoke with this individual who sold over $50 million in online education and $100 million when it comes to digital products. And he said that selling low ticket, and he's been selling low ticket, mid-ticket and high ticket. Low ticket and automated, like $30 per month. Mid-ticket, $1,500 in an automated way. And then now he's selling high ticket for like 18K. Very high ticket. And he says that low ticket in an automated way is 10 out of 10 difficulty. Selling mid-ticket in an automated way is 6 out of 10 difficulty. And selling low ticket is 2 out of 10 difficulty. That's what he said. That's not my words. But I agree. I don't think either ARR or MRR is necessarily easy. Like, business is not easy, but there's pros and cons with both. Yeah. Shout out to Calvin Hollywood. What's up? Calvin, if you are in Germany, we have like 30 people here right now, but Hollywood is doing some really cool in-person events in Germany. I just saw your video, Calvin, when it was like behind the scenes. That's crazy. So many people. That's really cool. It's so easy, like the numbers on the screen is just one thing, but then when you see everybody in person, it's crazy. Do you speak another language? Yes, I speak Swedish. I do. If I start a parenting coach on Skool, what do you recommend? High or low ticket, or free to pay, inside free? What would be the best strategy? I would start with, I would sell annual. Then whatever the price is for that annual, I can't say. I don't know the market and how much people charge, but I would start a YouTube channel. I would I would be active on Skool. I would set up my Skool community. I would get people on calls and I would sell them for a year. So let's say you can start with very low annual. You can start with $500 per year. You get first customers, then you do $750, then you do $1,000. Maybe eventually you can charge even more. I don't know what people charge for parenting coaching, but I would sell annual and get people in for a full year, and they pay for a full year, and I would sell it over the phone. That's what I would do. Tennis Brothers, thoughts on a 7-day free trial into low ticket? Yes, we tested 7-day free trial. And I know a lot of people have tested it on Skool as well. When we did free trial, Skool it wasn't ideal, because if people failed a payment for a free trial, then they got like an extra 2 weeks of free trial. So they could be in there for like 3 weeks, not paying anything. But I think Skool has fixed that now. I haven't really seen anybody on Skool right now who's doing 7-day free trials really successfully. I would probably just do like either low ticket, YouTube directly to a low ticket and convert them like that and build trust on YouTube, or I would sell annual and get them on a call and sell them there. I might be like, I don't know if anybody on Skool right now is doing free trials really well. If somebody knows, let me know. I would say low ticket is up to $200 per month. I would say mid ticket is like you charge up front, maybe like $1,500 per year. And then high ticket is like 2K plus. Some people would argue it's more. Like 500, that's still low ticket. No, I would say that's creeping up there now to like maybe a little bit more mid ticket-ish. You know, if you're charging $500 per month, then I would argue just sell it for 5K per year. I would go to annual instead. I wouldn't sell it on a monthly. I would get them on a call, sell them for 5K per year. Maybe you do payment plans so they can split it up. Maybe even do financing like BNPL, potentially. But if you're like, I want to charge $500 per month, I would highly consider, if I were you, to just do the sales calls route and sell annual directly. How could I sell a paid course that grows in time with some free modules in the Skool community? How could I sell a paid art course that grows in time with some free modules in Skool, like calls and critiques and the community? I would just like it at the end of the day, it comes down to traffic, basically, traffic and sales. So if you can build up demand for what you do, like start a YouTube channel and you get people liking what you do, and I would start with that. When you start getting traffic and eyeballs and attention for what you do, it will help a lot when you try to sell it. Then exactly how you position your offer and all of that, I can't really tell you. I don't know anything about the market. So you would have to speak with the market and like figure out what is it that people want. So people want to learn art. What type of art is it? Is it like painting, or is it, what type of art is it? Then the people who want to learn this specific type of art, what do they want to learn? What pains or problems do they have? I would figure that out, and then I would create a solution for that. How often a month do you do these Q&As? I do them once per week. Every weekend I do one of these ones. More than welcome back. Lucas, I'm running a paid Skool community focused on AI and automation. Nice. In the first 30 days, I got 25 paid members and 1K monthly recurring revenue with organic YouTube content. What are things that I can apply today to scale harder? Okay, first, Lucas, you're in a great industry. AI automation space is just doing really well. It's very popular. And you've already had some early success, which I'm not surprised by. What are the things that I can apply today to scale hard? Well, I got 25 paid members and a 1K MRR with organic. So you get 25 paid members and they all pay 1K per month. Is that what you're saying? If so, I think that's great. And I would probably consider like selling annual for you as well. Because if people can pay 1K per month, they can probably pay 3 or 4K upfront as well. But if you want some advice on how to scale harder, I think it comes down to traffic for you. I would look into Nick, who's on like YouTube right now, right? This dude, Nick Serra, I'm sure you know who it is. His funnel is very easy.
Today, I'm going to start an AI automation.
It's just YouTube videos directly to his offer, and then he close. So if you want to scale harder, I think it just comes down to how do you get more traffic, because you've already sold it and it's already working for you. So it's just like, how do you get more traffic? I would do YouTube, retargeting ads, Instagram stories, build an email list, send emails. Yeah, it's just like get more eyeballs, post YouTube videos. Figure out like however you get those initial sales, Lucas, I would be like, how did I get those? Was it a YouTube video? Okay, let's just do more of those YouTube videos. Was it an Instagram reel I made? Well, make more of those. $49 per month, might make it 59 for now. It's low ticket. Okay, cool. I would take inspiration from Nick because he's doing something really, really well. And I would see what he was doing and I would take inspiration from that. Would it be helpful to do market research on Skool or organic social before starting? I'm excited to start. Yeah. Yeah, market research on Skool is good. And organic socials, that's also good. The best thing you can do is copy something that's already working really well. I like the approach for low ticket. I'd rather just give it away, but I'm looking for predictable results since my high ticket has been in limbo for a few years. Yeah, I don't know what you mean by predictable results. That's just, maybe it is that you're like, oh, if I do MRR, it will stack right month, right? That's the idea of MRR. It's like I can sell lower ticket, it's easier to sell, and it stacks, which it is. It's just that you also have churn, and most people don't think about churn. Like you also, it's pretty complex. You need, that's why I like the higher ticket, because it's just easier. Just get people on the call. You need less traffic. Get them on a call and present your annual offer on the call. Let's see here. We're getting to the end of the questions and the viewers are starting to drop off. So we're 1.5 hours in. Let's see here. For parenting coaching, just sell annual. Do we give them just the option just for annual or annual and monthly? We just do annual. I really like that. Just annual. And then you can split the annual payment. We have completely moved away from MRR and just do annual. When is one ready to start the Skool community in course? Should one build using free YouTube content and generate pre-order type of list? The way we teach it, and what I think is best to do, and I actually did a one-on-one coaching for this individual as well. You start with the funnel, you build a funnel first, then you do the traffic. So let me illustrate this. Let's see here. So you start with the traffic in the funnel first. And this is from the beginning. Like, let's say I'm a complete beginner. I haven't built anything yet, let alone I haven't built a course yet. So what do I do first? First, you set up the funnel. Then you bring traffic to the funnel, right? Again, haven't built a course yet. Funnel, bring traffic into the funnel. We get booked calls. We do sales calls, we make sales, still haven't built a product yet, and we sell them into a product we haven't even built yet. And the reason why we do that is because we want to verify that we're actually selling and promoting something that people actually want. The last thing we want to do is spend a bunch of time building a product here, and then we take it to market and nobody wants it. It's like, oh, I just wasted a bunch of time building a thing that nobody wants. So we do the marketing and selling first. And obviously we're telling people here on the sales calls that, hey, just so you know, I haven't built a product yet, but here's what it's going to look like. Here's exactly what's going to be included. And the first week is going to be done in 3 weeks from now. And since it's not done yet, I'm going to give you a good price. So you're going to get a discount because you're an early member, right? And then I would do that, traffic and sales, sell them. Then I'm like, oh, I have sold this to 10 people now. They obviously want it. They're obviously interested. They're even so interested that they're willing to pay money for it, even though the product is not done yet. Then I would build the product and do sales at the same time. If things go really well, you'll be like, oh, dang, I really need to build a product now, but my calendar is full and people want to buy it. And if I take all of these calls, I will make sales, but I won't have any time to build a product. That's a problem. So then you get somebody to take the sales calls for you while you build out the product. And that's how you get started. So you promote and sell before you even build anything. Yes. All right, cool. I'll double down on content. One follow-up. What has been your highest converting YouTube content type for getting new Skool members? Tutorials, business breakdowns, 1 hour long videos. I think in your case, Lucas, I would go to Nick's YouTube channel, check his videos, what's been performing the best. I think tutorials will work really, really well for you. Tutorial based, and I would just take his top 15 videos and make your own 3 variations of each one. Sorry, just got here, new to the group. Do you offer your own Go high level snapshots? Yes. To our customers, we give them a free high level account and our snapshots and everything. Cool. I will end the live stream here, guys, now. We're 23 people here. It was a great one. I basically answered all of the questions. If you guys want any more help, by the way, in the top left corner, you see that we have course.com/start. That's our video. That's our sales page. If you're interested to learn more about what we do, check that out. And book a call if you want to, and we can explain more about what we do. And yeah, we're also having a cool bonus this week for the people who book a call and jump on. So if you want some help to start your own online education business, consider booking a call. And if not, hope you enjoyed the live stream. Let me know if you have any questions in the free community, and I will see you guys next week in the next live stream. So cool to have you guys here. Hope to talk soon. Let's go. Go enjoy your Sunday.